so the first half was pretty much neck and neck because Ridgewood was able to do a good job of just really diversifying things offensively to keep Centerburg on edge. Let's take a look at how this all unfolded. Of course, the Trojans playing back at home, took the week off. They felt rejuvenated. However, it's Ridgewood getting things started here as they hand it off to Tolliver to get a touchdown. They would kick the extra point, 7-0. Centerburg was stalled on their first drive. They went 3 and out. Well, this is the second one, and they finally find something downfield. Hayden Love makes a nice catch, 66-yard connection with his quarterback, KMAC Player of the Year, Blaine Ball. 17 yards to go, and Miles Marshall will just do that for you on the very next play. So they're able to get the 2-point conversion. They take the 1-point edge. A little bit later on, heading to the second quarter now, Marshall gets a second touchdown as well. They would miss the 2-point conversion, so it goes to 14-7. How about this? McQueen's bobbles the snap. It goes all the way back to Hayden Love. He scoops it up, and then on the other side of things, Centerburg still cannot cash in, and then this is where you start to see the back and forth action. This is my favorite play of the day. Trickery, the toss to the receiver. He chucks it downfield, and it's going to be taken in by Carnes. Talon Carnes, the star for this Ridgewood team, able to score the touchdown on some trickery on the throw from the receiver for Ridgewood. That would tie it up, but with about 2 minutes to go in the second quarter, Miles Marshall makes sure that Centerburg doesn't go into the locker room tied. They're going to put 6 more on the board. It would go 20-14. Third quarter, not much happened. Blaine Ball, though, has this one go right through Hayden Love's hands, picked off by the quarterback, McQueen, and that was basically it in this third quarter. A lot of back and forth. We skip to the fourth. Marshall breaks his way through, gets another touchdown, and just that lull of a third quarter really hurt Ridgewood in this game. Centerburg gets the 28-14 dub.
And the defense looks like kind of carrying the way tonight for the Trojans. Offensively, they don't have their best stuff. They're not explosive like we've seen the last few weeks where they were putting up in the 40s every single week or more, Jonathan. So talk to me about that side of the football and how the Trojans were able to take a Ridgewood team that they've only got 2 losses against teams that have combined 1 loss heading into tonight. So what did you see from them on defense that helped propel them to victory?
Yeah, defensively for Centerburg, they were doing a fantastic job just cutting off the run game after a while. Ridgewood had a really nice long 7-minute drive to score their first score of the game that you saw in the highlights, and that was what set the tone for Centerburg's defense. You could tell they got a nice talking to on the sidelines, and then they just locked it in the rest of the way defensively. Angelo Nichols made some great tackles up the middle. That's a big fella for Centerburg. And then you've also got Jackson Ballinger, and then whenever the run game got shut down for Ridgewood, they would try to go to the air, and most of the time, other than that trick play, it wasn't happening because Ballinger was doing a good job on the edge, just beating his man, getting to the quarterback, forcing some early throws. So really just did a fantastic job of keeping Ridgewood uncomfortable, especially in that third quarter where all momentum was lost for those Generals, and Centerburg cruised to victory.